Hello everybody, it's Hassan, your engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, we are looking at Vertex press release on the latest data release for CASGEVY. Of course, that is the program shared between Vertex and CRISPR Therapeutics using ex vivo, using the CRISPR-Cas9 first generation of CRISPR cuts gene editing to potentially cure, or should I say, to cure sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia. So this program, of course, is FDA approved. It's already been FDA approved since late 2023. So it's not like this set of data is going to change the course of this program because again, it's already FDA approved. There are already commercial trials going, should I say, commercial um, applications happening here in different treatment centers around the world, whether that's the US, Middle East, UK. So the company, what they did here, Vertex, and this is kind of something a lot of people forget. Even if you're FDA approved, you still have to give update for your program because again, your program has to follow up those patients for years and years to come. And this is the perfect example, right? So what they announced here is in the ASH, the annual meeting there for the American Society of Hematology, is the following. They said that the longest follow-up for sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia is now extending more than 5 years with a median of 32 months and 38 months, respectively. So if you do the math there, that's over 3 years for beta thalassemia median follow-up. This is pretty good, right? This is pretty good. So just short of 3 years for sickle cell disease. Again, that's a pretty long time frame, 3 years. People should recognize that, right? The median age for these patients is 3 years in beta thalassemia, over 3 years, which is very significant, right? So we take a look at the new data here. So sickle cell disease for 42 patients, 39 of them have been free from VOCs. And again, for VOCs, that's where the maintenance is for these patients that's never had this cure before. That's where it gets expensive. That's where it gets painful. You have to go regular checkup in the hospital. It's not maintainable. And that's why we have this cure now from CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex, right? And that's why other companies are working on the same exact cure with other means of editing, such as Beam and so on. So we take a look at that data, 93%, that's pretty significant. That's not something to be um, to sneeze at. That's very good, right? You take a look at the mean duration of is 30.9 months. Again, almost 3 years, 2 years and a half, more or less. And you take a look at maximum of 60 months VOC free. That is very significant, right? Clearly, this therapy, this genome editing technology is working for just a sickle cell disease, right? You look at the other blood disorder here, beta thalassemia for DDT, 53 out of 54 patients, 98% are actually free from transfusion independence, right? They're basically transfusion independent for at least 12 consecutive months. Same thing for the previous, by the way, the free of VOCs was for 12 consecutive months. You have to meet that criteria. So the three patients have not met that criteria, right? And here, even they explain, even the three patients that didn't receive that then weren't free of VOCs, they've seen a reduction of their hospitalization rate by 91, 71, and 100%. That is significant, right? So even the three patients that, if you want to focus on, they've still had some sort of significant benefit. And for that patient here, you'll take a look here for beta thalassemia. A single patient wasn't. It's because they haven't even met the 12 months mark. They're at 8.2 and they're on track to meeting it, which means 54 at 54 have been basically cured from beta thalassemia blood disorder, which is extraordinary when you think about it, right? So take a look at that. Both sickle cell disease, beta thalassemia patients have sustained clinical meaningful improvement in the quality of life, including physical, emotional, social, family functioning, well-being, and overall health status. So obviously, these are the compounding effects from curing those two diseases for all those patients, right? You do the math here, 54 plus 42, you're looking at what is that, 96 patients that are potentially cured from both of those diseases trying to aim that line I just highlighted, which is pretty big. A better, healthy society, a happier community, happier families, more productive individuals, and basically a society that thrives over something that's never been done before, which is curing these two diseases that never had a cure before. So this is pretty sustainable. This is amazing data. I'm really happy to see it. I mean, this is kind of like something you're gonna have to take a look at. I mean, look at this: US, European Union, Great Britain, Canada, Switzerland, Bahrain, Saudi, right, are all approved for sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia for both of these diseases for CASGEVY, right? And there's over 45 ATCs activated, and basically 40 patients have already had the first cell collections. If you guys remember, this is a process ex vivo, so you got to collect the cell, do some work in some sort of facility, inject it back in the body. Obviously I made it sound like it's all happening in 10 seconds. It's a lot more lengthier than that. You need a facility, you need processes, you need security, you need efficiency. There's a lot of work there. That's what this company is trying to do. And I kind of had this soft debate on X recently. Someone said, this company, CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex, this program rather, is not going to generate meaningful revenue anytime soon. And I would push back on that. I think end of 2025, we're going to have a couple of millions coming in for this program. And in 2026, it's going to scale at a next level. So every single year is going to scale further. But think about revenue generated slash profits. Again, profits are split 40% for CRISPR Therapeutics, 60% for Vertex, but that's still significant profit. And I think CRISPR Therapeutics, which obviously is the main focus of this program for our listeners here, they're going to generate that revenue, save those profits, and invest it in other programs like they're working on, right? We saw the CAR T cells in our previous video couple of days ago. There's a lot of good things, right? So clearly here, this program update is not going to change the course of what's been happening with CASGEVY since 2023. It's FDA approved. It is already commercial. It's being enrolled. There are 40 plus patients already enrolled, cell collection rather. So it's going to go further, but it's always refreshing to see the strength of the data, right? And it kind of reminds us viewers that even though it's FDA approved, that doesn't mean there's no monitoring on the patients from those clinical trials. This is going to go on for months, for years, as it should, right? Again, the FDA's job is to make sure that, or any regulatory body around the world, is to make sure that this program is safe long term. And that kind of puts the question mark on other programs that are not doing gene editing, like Bluebird, gene therapies, and so on, right? Can they be as efficient and safe? And that's the big question I think a lot of our listeners are always asking. And to me, I still have a solid belief that CRISPR is here to stay. It's here to do positive, and I think the world is going to mainstream it very, very soon. And I think next year, by end of next year, this is going to go to a next level. So I want to end this video like this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. It really does help the channel. No video today because, of course, I'm on the road in Montreal. Beautiful Montreal. Very cold, but very sunny. Wherever you are, leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the data? What do you guys think about CRISPR? Let me know. Curious to see it. And don't forget to like. It really does help the channel. Thank you, guys.